Hi guys, I just want to make this quick video before the original video which is about to roll into. I'm gonna start. I recorded that video before this video in the morning. After watching through it a few times and editing it, I realized a lot of context is missing. It may cause a lot of confusion of why would this and why would that happen that way, why would the commander or some, all these things as you listen to the story. Just know that that video is mainly to promote my music video and to give the context of why the song that I made is so meaningful, and it's my survival song and my survival, my way of getting my voice back, my journey through the Air Force and surviving the harassment. That was the video, and kind of giving you and telling the account like how I have overcome that. So that's what the video is about. A lot of context is missing, right, of the story, and I would have to make a whole nother video explaining everything, and I would have to write a script. I have to create bullet point and stuff when I'm making that video, because there's a lot that happened. Fusion, because of mixing so much context, there's so many things that was happening that I didn't even mention. Like, my family was getting harassed, and we didn't even get into me trying to expose their sexual harassment. That there's so much there that's gonna require a whole nother video. Everything that I'm telling you in the next video is 100% true, but it's missing a few contexts, which will require another video. If you have any question, I understand it may be confusing, comment below and I'll try to answer and make a bullet point of what I need to talk about. Let's get into the video. Hello guys, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today, and this video is not going to be like other videos. This video is mainly to kind of inform you about the songs that I wrote. I wrote 2 different songs, and I'm just making this video to kind of explain it because it kind of came out of the blue. So I've been gone out of the YouTube space for a while. I was very busy. I had a lot of things going on with me, and on top of that, I also had some mental problems that I had accumulated from the United States military, especially the Air Force, and I will get into that kind of situation more in a later time. But right now, I'm just trying to explain the song that I wrote are completely written by me. So I wrote it myself. It's completely original. But I had some help with singing it, recording it, and all these different things. So I didn't do that myself. I'm not that good of a singer, sadly. But these 2 songs really definitely gave or really helped me express myself in a way that allow me to move on to certain things. So to kind of the background of it, and I'll make a full video on what happened in the Air Force, what happened from A to Z. But this video is just kind of gloss over why these 2 music that I'm posting are important to me. So one should already be out, and that should be You Can't Hold Me Down. And I'm gonna post another one, or publish another one, and that song would be called Future Unstolen. Now, why are they named that way? I have left the United States Air Force. I made a lot of Air Force video on how to join, everything to help a person get through and give them the absolute honest information that they need when they go into the military, right? So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and lie to you or admit all the bad things about the military, and then you show up and then now you're in shock, right? And that's how I always been approached. But now I always make sure that when I make a video, I don't call anyone out by name. If I had some bad experience, I tend to have my way of kind of explaining those kind of situation where it would not put anyone on blast, and things are up in the air. But because of what is going on at that time toward the end of my military career, in the end of 2024, I was going over to the JAG office. I was upgrading from being a mechanic to a legal assistant in the JAG office, which is not even in the command. It was going to be a great job, a good office job that has a lot of career perspective. on top of that, I was getting picked up for Thai because Thai is my very fluent language, one of my very fluent language. After the military found that out, I was picked up for the linguist position to go, and this is an augmentee, so like Washington State or the Pentagon would request me, and I was getting requests to do this language left and right, and I was getting sent to Thailand, and I was getting requests to go to the Pentagon and to kind of help with translation and all these different things. So I was becoming a rock star. And Thai as a language is a very, very rare language for someone to have in the United States, especially in the United States military. Most Thai individuals don't join the military, so I had these very, very specific skill set that set me apart from everyone else, right? I was, because of that, I got all these type of requests. It's not like Spanish where everyone in this country kind of know it. It's a very, very rare language. When I went to take the exam for Thai, the person in charge of the language test, they were like, wow, Thai, like, wow, oh my gosh, we had one person who took Thai like maybe over 10 years ago, and it's such a rare language. Then that's the person in charge of the language at Washington D.C. at the base at the Andrews Air Force Base. So a lot of people would go there for a language test. But because of my language and because I was rising through the ranks too quickly, and what I was doing, it caused a lot of jealousy, in my unit, in the Air Force base that I was at, in the National Guard base that I was going through. So because of that, make up lies about what I did. So one of the examples was, that accused against me was that I was using the JAG office because I was transferring to the JAG office to look up why people were getting kicked out of the Air Force and bragging about it. Now, I don't have access to that system as of then yet because I haven't even gone to tech school. So anyone that understands that would kind of know that that was false. But because of all these allegations coming from someone who has a lot more rank than I had, it created a lot of friction and got me kicked out of the JAG office. Then they went on and tried to ruin my life by trying to give me paperwork, trying to get me get dishonorable, get demoted, get dishonorable discharge if I were to leave the military, the Air Force base. Because at that point I was like, once this really starting to happen, when I start to see all this discrimination, racism, and all these type of jealousy behavior, I was like, okay, you know what? I see the writing on the wall. I'm gonna need to get out. So at that point, I was 2-3 months away from ETSing, so I just decided to ETS, which is to separate from the Air Force. And at that time, they were like, no, we are not gonna let you just leave the Air Force. We need to make sure that you don't have a future. We're gonna make sure that you come in here and you can't work for the federal government anymore. You can't come back into the military, and I know you're trying to commission and be an officer, so we're gonna ruin that. We're gonna ruin your promotion. We're gonna take away your rank so you can't come in anymore. And that was kind of the goal in it, but it goes a lot deeper. All these things accumulated up, and of course, when I was in the base, people were asking me questions like, "Oh, hey, will you just?" I didn't want to kind of put out my dirty laundry in front of other people, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm seeing it, but let's kind of just deal with this mano a mano. Let's keep this in the same flights, the same unit, so it doesn't go and create and ruin people's career. But I didn't know what was going on the background, because if I do, I would have been more honest about what I had experienced. So yeah, I was definitely discriminated against. It all accumulated up to the very last day where I got assaulted by my first sergeant, where he was so upset that he couldn't ruin my life that he pretty much punched me with a binder on my arm, and I had a bruise. I have a witness there. My little sister was there. She was there to just kind of support me, and she witnessed it. So it got pretty bad to the end. I got assaulted on base. I had people say things like, "Hey, yo, watch out! They're saying a lot of weird things at the shop. Just kind of watch out." And they're just like, "Okay," and they're too afraid to say a lot of things as well, because they are afraid of this retaliation of their flight onto them. But yeah, I was told that like, oh yeah, yeah, if I get to speak some Ching Chong language, I get to go on all these vacation as well. You know, that's one of many things that I was told was going on base, especially on my unit. It all accumulated up to the end after I got assaulted. I you know, like the commander for the unit also at that point wanted to point finger at me and yell at me one last time, so they forced me to come back in to turn in my cat card, which, you know, a lot of people that I had help from Washington State, other guard unit that I have made connection, my old reserve unit have kind of walked me through. They're like, well, this is kind of crazy, they want you to come in for this. But then like I went in, they wouldn't let me leave. My mom was there to witness, and the commander came in all mad, all angry. But I told her, look, hey, you know, I got assaulted on base, and I'm gonna go to Congress, you know, if you don't drop this. And her face went pale right away. She dropped it real quick, started apologizing like crazy. She went from like, oh, this side to that side, from like very angry and like really disturbed with me to like, oh, we're so sorry, just let us go, don't go to Congress, you know, don't ruin our life, you know, even, you know. So yeah, I could have gone kamikaze on them. I had people from other bases that had friends, people with a lot of rank in the Pentagon, in other bases that wanted to go nuclear on this base. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'm getting out anyways. As long as they let me go out in peace, I'm not gonna retaliate and ruin people's lives. But I was in a guard base, very tribal. They only care about what's good for their base. They can't see a bigger picture, so they can't see what's good for the whole Air Force. And because I was kind of being too going up too quickly, in the field that I was in, without the traditional way. I didn't kiss butt. I didn't, you know, I was starting to, and I was sitting on an E7 slot, so I was an E5 at that time. I was going to get promoted twice to become a JAG paralegal. So, you know, like, because of that, a lot of them got really jealous, especially people who want to hire up, and they went and they looked for things to get me on, and they found my video on YouTube where I just help people. All I do is, and you guys can look, this is from the same channel, go look at the channel and look at the videos and tell me if there's anything that you think is a problem there. But it's pretty much like, hey, this is how you join the Air Force, this is how you know, like, this is how you navigate. A lot of people make those kind of the video, but because of that, they say that I violated the social media rule, which is written very broad. If you have, like, you graduated from the Air Force basic training and you post a picture on Facebook, that would also violate the so they're doing something that is so broad, and they're trying to get me on technicality. And that's, they were trying to ruin my life, and they were harassing my family, they were harassing me. They were, the first sergeant at that time were like telling me that he knows when I was going to pick up my daughter, and it's like, oh, okay, you know what, this is a part-time job, and how do you know that I'm going to pick up my why are you stalking me? You're like, that's really creepy, right? That's almost a threat. So that was not okay, and it eventually, it really caused a lot of mental problems at that time, the type of things that they were doing. But, you know, like, as you know, but I didn't want to be like them. I didn't want to ruin their life like they're trying to ruin mine. Because I could, I decided to just let it go, and I promised God that I wouldn't do it, and as long as they can come out, I wouldn't retaliate. And that's kind of my story, and that's kind of how this came in. I'll make a full video about this later, but that's kind of the gist of it. I don't want to make this thing, and that's why these two music that I wrote is exactly what I was feeling, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Okay, thank you. And hopefully, I haven't edited this video yet, but it's probably in the background right now. Alright guys, if you have any questions, comment, concern, comment below.